welcome to another episode of Hop Takes. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And we are gathered here together tonight to celebrate what used to be a yearly release of cherry goodness. But it's back. It's back. And I hope that means it's going to continue to be a yearly release.
I think it will. I remember I reached out to him last year. We spoke with them, and it was kind of like they said, like, yeah, with everything going on, they just weren't able to get to it in 2020. So it was the first year they had skipped it for the last 10 years.
2020 created some weird vibes across the brewing industry. It was like an opportunity, a moment of opportunity, and also, a bit of a struggle, especially for all the in-person stuff. So I could see why that potentially happened.
Yeah.
But what the heck are we talking about? We are talking about one of our favorite beer releases in the Milwaukee market, Milwaukee Brewing Company's Cherry Bounce. So this came back this year. It was officially released back in December. I think it was beginning of December.
Early December, mid-December.
Yeah. Usually the time of year it comes out. Interestingly, if you check the neck out on this beer, it says Louie's Cherry Bounce 20, which is interesting because they never released a 2020 version of this. The last one I've had and that existed was the one that came out in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually reviewed that on this channel previously. So I'm curious with some of the changeover there as far as brewers, what we get out of this thing. I know this is one of your favorite beers, Ross, right?
Yeah, this is a classic for me. There's, as far as bottle releases go, this is actually the first bottle release I think I ever went to was Cherry Bounce. When it came back in the bomber bottles, which I miss the bomber bottles. I love bomber bottles.
Still have one.
We do have one. So I'm excited to crack that up whenever we do. But I think I went there. I think I bought 10 of them just because I was allowed to. Cool. And it's always one of the beers I look forward to. And as we mentioned in the previous show that we had this is if you ever had anything from Milwaukee Brewing Company, this is Louie's Demise that's been barrel aged, which then is Louie's Resurrection. And then they just dump a bunch of Door County cherries into it. And that's how we get to Cherry Bounce. So it's kind of cool the way they do it. They have basically the same beer. Actually, they do a few of their iterations of the Louie's Demise because they also have Weekend at Louie's, which is just blueberries. But yeah, so this is the bourbon barrel age, or is it brandy barrel?
Brandy barrel.
Brandy barrel. That's right. It is brandy barrel. I forgot they made that switch a few years ago.
Yep.
So it's brandy barrel aged Louie's Demise, which is a amber ale, and they add Door County cherries. So
yeah, let's crack these guys open.
Yeah.
See what we think.
Yeah.
About the new release.
So this does come in at 10.2%, which we just looked at. So.
Yeah, it's that nice reddish brown amber color.
Mm-hmm.
I can already smell the cherries. I could just smell it. It was this far away from my face, and I can already smell the cherries. Nice head retention on that. Lots of carbonation bubbles.
Yeah.
Decent kind of milky white head.
Yeah. No, it's just from a barrel-aged beer, it's just such a unique, look and color. Because you always, when you get a barrel-aged beer, you're just expecting it, dark, stout, porter, whatever. So it's always kind of even though I know what this looks like, it's always got that slight jarring, oh yeah, this isn't going to be a stout. This is an amber. So, which allows some of the flavor to really come through a bit more, which I like. I think it's a good decision to use the amber ale.
For sure. Yeah, very unique. Yeah. Let's get a little nose on it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely brandy heavy on the nose.
Yep.
It actually berries the cherries quite a bit, but there's a ton of tart sweetness kind of coming, I think, from the cherries. You can smell the cherries behind that brandy.
Yeah, there's definitely tartness there. There's that brandy that's coming through. It's got that unique kind of sweeter tone that you kind of get that you don't get from necessarily the bourbon. It's got just a little more sweeter notes to it.
Yeah, I mean, and you get a lot more malty sweetness from an amber ale too. So I think that's kind of pouring through a little bit on the nose as well.
Yeah.
Smells really good though. The brandy though is the star character on the nose, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of wish, just from the nose, I wish there was a little bit more cherry coming off this. I wonder if it was the brandy I was smelling before. I think it
Yeah,
was.
I'll be honest. I remember the last time I bought a cherry bounce and cracked it open within a month. Normally, I let these age. I let them sit around. So I wonder if the cherries would come through a bit more. But we can always try that for next year. So,
Well, all right. Well, let's give it a shot.
cheers.
Cheers. Where are the cherries?
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm not getting much for the cherries. It actually tastes very similar to a Louie's Resurrection at this point, is what I'm getting.
Which Louie's Resurrection is awesome.
It's great beer.
So I'm not upset about that. I am because it's a cherry bounce.
Yeah.
Though. Ouch. That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Wow.
I mean, if you handed this to me with zero expectations, you didn't tell me what it was, I'd probably enjoy it. But if you handed me this telling me it was a cherry bounce, and when I know about cherry bounce in previous years, I do think this is missing the mark a little bit, unfortunately.
It's not, overall, to your point, it's not a bad beer.
Yeah.
It's a good beer. It's drinkable. I actually like the brandy character in this. It plays nice. Again, going back to the uniqueness of an amber ale aged in brandy barrels, I think, that's not an everyday beer. Man, I did not think I would actually be disappointed by this.
Yeah, it's too bad. I'm not gonna completely write out, because I got a bunch more of these sitting on my shelf right now. I'm gonna let some of them age and kind of see what happens. Maybe kind of give one a couple months from now, see if it's any different, and maybe another year from now and things like that. Yeah, there just isn't really cherry notes to it at all.
There's a little bit of tartness coming through for me, way on the back end of this, but not enough. I mean, I'm reaching for it. It's not. I wouldn't even say there's cherries in this if you gave it to me and I was blind taste testing this.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm trying to will it to be there. I'm not getting it. It's just not there.
That, man, come on, Milwaukee Brewing Company. We love you guys.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. Well, for anybody who's been watching our channel and thinks that we don't ever shit on a beer, this one. Yeah. I mean, and again, it's not bad. It's just not cherry bounce. This isn't cherry bounce, guys.
No, it's not. I'm trying to think how I want to score this, and I'm torn because it's I enjoy the beer. It's not a bad beer. It's good. It's tasty. But I've had every cherry bounce iteration for the last, I think, since 16 or 17. This ain't it. I got to score this. I'm scoring this in the sense of what I'm expecting from cherry bounce, not necessarily how the beer tastes. I'm scoring this just from the sense of what I expect from a cherry bounce. I'm putting this about 2.25. It's not cherry bounce. If I'm scoring this just on the beer by itself and I don't know what it is and someone just hands me, I try it, I'd probably be close to 3.75. Because I do enjoy the beer, but it's the expectations of cherry bounce, it's not hitting the mark. So I think for me, 2.25 is a good score.
Yeah. I was kind of flirting with 2.25. That was kind of the rating that popped into my head. I'm going to give it a 2. I don't even think I'm disappointed. Part of this is my expectations. I have high expectations for Milwaukee Brewing Company and this beer. We were so excited, they're finally releasing cherry bounce again. Yes. I wish we still had some of that Run for the Roses that came out in 2021 that was supposedly like this, but that one had cherries.
That was good.
It was good.
Yeah, we really liked that one.
I don't know. It's disappointing.
Yeah,
you can't always win. you can't always win, and this is one of our favorites. So I'm kind of glad I've got a bunch of 2018s and 2019s still left in my cellar. I can't imagine the cherry's going to come out the longer it ages. I'd have to imagine the cherry starts to dissipate.
We'll see. I'm not going to rush to drink the ones I have right now, so I'll let them age and we'll find out. But this is one I'm really curious how other people think. So if you guys are still watching, I would love to hear your comments on this one if you guys have had it. Because I do think a big thing that's plaguing our opinion right now is our expectations on this beer. This has always been one of our favorite beers. This is one we've always enjoyed. I think expectations are playing a role. But I'm curious if that's what other people think. So if you're watching it, please let us know what you think. Please leave a comment. I'm really curious on this one.
Yeah, I am too. I'm very interested to hear what the community thinks. And for people that are lovers of this beer and look for it every year, I'm curious what those people think as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we're crazy, but
Yeah.
this does not live up to the legacy that I remember from Cherry Bounce.
I agree.
All right, so folks, this has been another episode of Hop Takes. This one went a little bit long, I think, just because we're disappointed, but hey, that's okay. Lots more of these coming. We've got a lot more beers we plan to review on the channel. Check us out, like, comment, subscribe here on YouTube. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Again, if you've tried this, we'd love to know. Stick around for more episodes coming in the near future. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.